we have the perfect remedy for a very cold night in Northeast Ohio. How about a couple of hot basketball teams at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse? That's what we have. The Massillon Tigers at 7-3, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs with a record of 11-2. It's the rivalry right here on the basketball floor. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Phelps, my partner, David Bacon. Massillon comes into this game with a 3-game winning streak, Dave. They are led by senior high scorer Chris Knight.
Averaging almost 21 points a game. He's a guy that goes inside, outside. 4.2 rebounds a game. Shoots better than 40% from behind the arc as well. He is a guy that the Tigers are going to need to fill it up.
Bulldogs come in with a 5-game winning streak. They're led by Reed Sims Jr.
He is another guy. Both ends of the floor. His defense will create offense. And Reed Sims Jr. averaging almost 15 points a game. His defense is really what gets the Bulldogs rolling.
McKinley coming into this game off a win over Lake. It was 62-47 over the weekend. McKinley, Dave, real size advantage. They start 6 players 6'4" or bigger. Massillon just 1 player who's 6'4", and that's Gio Jackson.
And McKinley's deceptively long. Their arms are long. They get in passing lanes. They create turnovers.
Yeah, we're playing basketball at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Starters for McKinley with the basketball: Anthony Shavers, Jalen Jeter, Ed Webster, Davey Thompson, Reed Sims Jr. For Massillon, Gio Jackson, Isaiah Lamp, Chris Knight, Terrell Keys, and Xavier Williams as Jalen Jeter gets us going. Anthony Shavers with the first basket of the game.
Good job of being strong with the ball and taking it inside.
We're going to see pressure from McKinley tonight. Each one of these teams likes to get up and down the floor, put the ball in the basket, and put up a lot of points.
Good pass by Lamp inside for the easy bucket.
Ed Webster inside, follows it up, puts it up and in. Here's the tempo that Josh Hose, Massillon head coach, told us about, Dave. He said, yep, we like to get up and down the floor, but so does McKinley.
Yeah, Williams got inside, couldn't get that to go.
Bulldogs quickly down the floor. Jalen Jeter couldn't hit it. Xavier Williams comes up with the basketball for Massillon, slows it down just a little bit. Just underway here in Canton. Game time temperature 3 degrees outside. That means nothing here inside. What it does is a couple of basketball teams looking for that big rivalry game, Dave, and looking to continue those winning streaks.
Oh, good defense.
Nice drive, nice block. That's Gio Jackson inside for the Massillon Tigers.
Timed it perfectly, got all ball.
Gio's a sophomore. He's 6'4", and again, he's the tallest player in the starting 5 for the Massillon Tigers. So big rebounding advantage. It'll have to be a good position game for Massillon to work those boards as Anthony Shavers inside comes through for McKinley.
Did a good job of setting up low on the low post, made himself big, gave him a nice target to get the entry pass in.
Massillon finds the open shooter. Terrell Keys couldn't hit it. Follow-up goes.
That's Chris Knight kind of doing work on the offensive boards to get his first 2.
Chris is a senior. He's 6'3", leading scorer in this game. He averages 20.6 points per game. And he shoots it well, 55% from the field, 41% on his threes.
And he is a guy that will hit the offensive boards, averaging better than 4 rebounds a game.
Running the offense, Davey Thompson kind of lost that one. Good pressure by Isaiah Lamp. Back to Thompson, behind the line, got it. Davey Thompson hits the 3. He's a 38% three-point shooter.
Late closing out. He had an open look, and they closed out late, made him pay.
McKinley quickly out 9-4. And quickly down the floor. Webster to Reed Sims Jr., who could reach a milestone tonight, but he's called for traveling. Our officials in this game tonight: Brian Berry, Bobby Starks, and Dwayne Jackson.
Yeah, you mentioned Reed Sims Jr. needs 17 points to reach 1,000 in his high school career.
That's a nice milestone. If he hits 17 tonight, we'll see a little stoppage in play, and he'll be honored for such a thing. Ed Webster called for the foul inside. Ed not really buying that foul. Ed's a sophomore, 6'5", and he's one of 4 players for McKinley, Dave, coming into this game averaging double figures in scoring. Shavers at 11.5, Jeter 11.4, Webster 12.6, and Reed Sims at 14.8.
They like to score in transition, and they share the ball. So that everybody gets a touch, everybody gets their shots.
Terrell Keys sets up the offense. Kicks it to the corner. Three a little off by Xavier Williams. Here comes McKinley. That's Sims. Rebound inside by Williams.
And he is a good three-point shooter. They want him to take that and make those open threes.
Behind the line, no go for Terrell Keys. And we have a whistle. Traveling call against Reed Sims. Reed looked down the floor, and he saw Anthony Shavers down the floor wide open, kind of put two hands on that ball, Dave, and thus a violation.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Both these teams like to get out and run. Can one of them speed the other up and make them play just a little faster than they want to?
Massillon coming in, averaging 75.9 points per game. McKinley not quite there at 68.4 points a game. Reed Sims inside gets the rebound on the Xavier Williams miss.
Each team limiting the other to just one shot. See if the both of them are good offensive rebounding teams too.
Davey Thompson into the lane. Off the front of the rim, no good. Reed Sims ends up with that basketball. Sims drives to Ed Webster. Nope. Nice defense by Massillon. Tigers on the move, and nice job off the glass by Xavier Williams. He's just a sophomore, averaging 12.1 points per game.
Defense was pretty good at the rim, made him kind of adjust and bend backwards, and he was able to do it. More
Isaiah
defense.
Lamp, nice steal. Couldn't hit it. His teammate can. It was Braylon Campbell who came into the game, and Braylon Campbell follows that one up for the basket. Little 4-0 run here for the Massillon Tigers. Jeff Phelps along with Dave Bacon at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Thrilled to be with you on Hoops Night in Ohio. Webster faked the shot, now puts it up, no go.
Didn't get his shoulders squared on that one.
Tigers working the ball around nicely. Jedice Thigpen into the game, couldn't hit it. Already substitutions for Massillon. Again, they like to play with tempo, Dave. They also like to play a lot of guys. Shavers couldn't hit it. Reed Sims does. Oh, excuse me, Ed Webster with the basket.
Offensive rebound, and he gets the and one, and that's Webster's game. He'll score on offensive rebounds and get to the line because he's relentless. Just a nice job. You see, caught it, shot it with the left hand, falling away, and gets to go to the line for the three-point play opportunity.
Webster, just a sophomore. He's one of the three starters, 6'4" or taller. He makes 77% of his free throws, and he hit that one, and McKinley's back up by 4.
5 in the game now for Webster.
Massillon comes right back down the floor.
Yeah, Chris Knight.
Knight nails that one. Chris has that all-around game, 41% from behind that three-point line.
Kind of caught and shot that in one motion. There's a good look at Sean Witherspoon. Not happy with the defense the last couple times down the court.
Sean now in his second season as the head coach at his alma mater. He was a starter on the 2005 state championship team for the Bulldogs. Played on 2 other teams that made it to the state Final Four. You know, basketball tradition in the state of Ohio, you can't talk about it unless you talk about Canton McKinley.
Great defense by Jeter with the block. They save it.
Javion Carter hits that one. And boy, the tempo that we were expecting this game on display here in the first quarter. That's Chris Knight going to the basket, left hand. He's getting some looks from some D2, D3 schools in the state of Ohio. Undecided, but when you're averaging 20.6 points per game, Dave, following up a junior season where you averaged 18 points and 6 rebounds, and as a sophomore, 12.9, you're going to play some basketball after high school.
Great pass inside to get him the easy bucket.
Davey Thompson off on that jump shot, but McKinley retains possession.
As you might expect with the tempo, you're going to get lots of substitutions because they're going to want to run. Run as hard as you can, as long as you can, and then we'll sub you out.
That's the idea, right?
Both teams.
This is Javion Carter with the basketball. Jeter around the Sims pick, lost the ball for a second. Good hand in there by Thigpen for Massillon.
Both teams extending the defense, especially on ball. Nice job by the Bulldogs, spreading it out, trying to create some cutting lanes.
Jeter swings it around to Carter. Not quite. Nice rebound by Chris Knight. Along with his scoring, he averages 4.2 rebounds per game. Isaiah Lamp sets it up. It's working against Sims. They get it inside. Thigpen just a little bit short, and Javion Carter grabs the rebound for the Bulldogs. Quickly down the floor. I'm saying that a lot already for good reason. Anthony Shavers puts it up and in.
He's really good on the baseline. He has the ability to go up quick, and he's strong enough to go through a defender.
He's been on a good run, too. He scored 15 against Lake. In his last 3 games, he has scored 14, 15, and 15 points.
Nice job in the lane by Thigpen to grab the loose ball and get the bucket.
This first quarter flying by in a hurry. We have clapping Bulldogs out there, so a whistle going up against Massillon.
I think it's a delay of game, so it's going to be they're going to shoot a technical free throw because he grabbed the ball out of bounds.
Reed Sims will shoot this technical for the Bulldogs. And along with everything else he does well, 85% at the free throw line.
And you see why.
Sims averaging 14.8 this year, Dave. Last year, maybe not quite as balanced for McKinley. He averaged 21 points and 6.8 rebounds a game. Other players can put the ball in the basket this year. Some younger guys have stepped up their game. They're scoring. Ed Webster's just a sophomore. Shavers is a junior averaging in double figures, and you're seeing maybe a little more all-around game out of the McKinley Bulldogs this year.
Yeah, we saw him here on Rock Entertainment Sports Network against Gilmore and against St. Ignatius in the shot clock shootout. His defense is really good, and it does get this team rolling when he starts playing both ends of the court.
That's Sims. Ball knocked out of bounds. It stays with McKinley. 27 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Bulldogs led by 5 early on in this game, now a 4-point lead. And the referees discuss. They decide it's off McKinley, and it'll be Massillon basketball.
They'll show some pressure in the backcourt, will the Bulldogs. Looks like a 2-2-1 kind of trap.
Xavier Williams works against that trap. Paid off for McKinley. They get the basketball.
That's one thing in the games that we've seen them play. They get more passes they get more hands in the passing lane and intercept passes like that against good teams like Ignatius, Gilmore.
Davey Thompson. Clock under 10. Thompson, way too easy getting to the basket.
He's got 5.
Tigers beat the buzzer. That was Gio Jackson. Nice job by the Tigers to get that ball down the floor and get it to Gio Jackson. And he adds 2 right before the horn. We've played 1 here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. We're on our way to a lot of points. It's 20-16, McKinley over Massillon. Second quarter, just about ready to get underway here in Canton, 20-16. The Bulldogs leading the Tigers. This, of course, Dave, a huge Stark County rivalry. We think of it mainly in football, but it's a rivalry in absolutely everything that they do. McKinley against Massillon, big deal.
And the last couple of years, both teams have had really good basketball programs, teams and records as well.
Last year, McKinley won this matchup 84-74, a 10-point win over the Massillon Tigers. Massillon finds the open shooter. Chris Knight couldn't hit it. Well, we have seen an open Tiger in that corner behind that three-point line, Dave, for that baseline three all night long.
They haven't really been able to take advantage of it yet, but
nope.
Yeah, and they're aggressively trapping and sending two defenders top of the key and around the arc up top. There's a trap that works for the Tigers.
Massillon trying to turn defense into offense. Instead, they lose the basketball as Reed Sims Jr. comes up with it, and we turn it around right again. And there's the basket that Massillon was looking for. Xavier Williams inside, and it's a 2-point game.
Really nice pass by Keys. Terrell Keys got him the ball and easy basket for him. This trap's causing all kinds of problems for the Bulldogs.
Massillon trying to capitalize again. They can't do it. Jalen Jeter dishes it off to Webster. He couldn't hit, but he'll go to the free throw line. Foul looks like it's on Xavier Williams.
I think the Bulldogs are playing just a tick too fast. You know, they like to get out and run, and when you speed up a team that likes to run, sometimes it's just a little bit out of control. That's what the Bulldogs have been the last couple possessions.
This McKinley team went 15-9 last year in Sean Weatherspoon's first season back at his alma mater, and they are on their way to more than 15. 11-2 coming in, the 5-game winning streak. They're 7-0 in their Federal League.
Yeah, their only 2 losses are by 2 points to Warren Harding, and then in the shot clock shootout to the defending state champ St. Ignatius. And they've reeled off 5 straight after that loss.
Webster puts McKinley back up by 4. And again, pressure here from Canton McKinley.
And they're looking to trap.
Trapped in trouble. Chris Knight off the glass. Back of the iron, no good, and Jalen Jeter quickly gets it down floor for the Bulldogs. That's Keith Quincy, and he couldn't hit it. But we have a jump ball called in the possession arrow. We'll keep the ball at that end of the floor.
Well, you mentioned football. Keith Quincy, really good wide receiver, defensive back, and is the punter for the Bulldogs as well. And he's the guy that'll come up and hit you from that secondary.
So wide receiver, defensive back, punter. Guard.
Yep. Exactly. I'd say pretty good athlete.
Yeah, I would think so. Keith's a senior, and he makes 60% of his shots. He's wearing number 23. This is Reed Sims. Puts it up on Knight and gets the basket. Boy, he is a smooth basketball player, and he's on a good run over his last 5 games, averaging 19 points a game.
Makes that tough shot. Oh, good give inside.
Chris Knight dumped that one off. Braylon Gamble not able to finish it, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Just
that
a nice
on Quincy.
Yeah, you see just little wraparound pass, knew exactly where his man was, and he'll go to the line.
Braylon Gamble, just a sophomore, in there for Josh Hose, who is in his 7th season coaching at his alma mater. So both Massillon and McKinley being coached by alums. Josh in his 7th season, he's a 98 grad of Massillon. He played football, basketball for the Tigers. Came back to his alma mater after serving as the girls coach at Tuslaw for 7 years, where they won 3 Pac-7 championships, went 109-56, and was really building something there. And he told the folks at Tuslaw, I wouldn't be leaving for any job other than this one. And the chance to go back to his alma mater and coach basketball, exactly what any guy who played basketball, played football at Massillon would want to do, Dave.
Yeah, and his Tuslaw teams, the girls' teams were really good. I remember a couple of deep runs into districts and into regionals.
Braylon Gamble, the sophomore, hits the first. Five-point McKinley lead.
Looking for trap opportunities are the Tigers on the defensive side. They extend it out.
Davey Thompson working against Gamble. Left hand, can't get it. Quincy inside, fights up. Can't get that, but a whistle underneath. And that looks like it'll be a foul against Gio Jackson.
Good offensive rebound by Keith Quincy.
Up, no foul called. It'll just be an inbounds here.
Jackson with the block.
Davey Thompson underneath, goes to Sims. That's Sims, pulls up a little bit left, and a nice rebound by Jadice Thigpen. 24-19, McKinley by 5. Williams trying to drive his way to the basket. It's knocked out of bounds, and Massillon will retain possession. Tigers coming in off a win over Worcester on Friday, 86-68. Their 3-game winning streak includes that win, a 71-68 squeaker at Dover, and 74-70 at Glen Oak. This Massillon team has scored 80 or more points in 5 games this season, 70 or more points in 8 games. Thigpen drops that one, and it's a 2-point game. Every time it feels like McKinley, Dave, might be trying to pull away a little bit. They built the lead out to 6 here early in the second quarter. Massillon cuts into it just a little bit. McKinley has not been able to pull away in the least.
Both teams are playing decent defense, and it's a matter of switching up pressure points and where you want to trap. They're looking for areas on the court to trap. Both of them are, and both of them are really effective at doing it.
Davey Thompson working against Thigpen. Nice aggressive D by Thigpen. And ball's knocked out of bounds. McKinley hangs on.
You better have a purpose with your passes both ways, because they're looking to overplay the passing lanes on both sides defensively.
Davey Thompson takes a good look, goes to Ed Webster, and that's a beautiful pass by Ed Webster to Javion Carter.
Carter has 5. He just got lost on the baseline. There's nobody near him.
McKinley by 4. Nice drive, nice defense by Reed Sims. Here come the Bulldogs on the break. Ed Webster on the business end of that dunk. He has 9. Bulldogs have tied their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 6.
And it all starts with the defense by Reed Sims Jr. Got it. We've talked about his scoring. He is a really good defender, and this is so that it's help. And he comes from behind, knew exactly what he wanted to do once Thigpen got the step on him, and it's thrown down by Webster.
Ed can fill it up. He has scored in double figures in 7 games this season. He had a season-high 27 against the St. Ignatius Wildcats, Dave, in a game that you did. Also had a 22-point game against Jackson. Xavier Williams at the free throw line makes it a 4-point game. 4:17 to play here in the second quarter. This game slowed down just a little bit here, Dave, in the second quarter. Teams were going up and down the floor in the first, but defense a little more prevalent here in the second quarter as a reach-in foul against Jadice Thigpen.
Yeah, he tried to get around a pick and didn't quite have it cleared and ran into him. Third team foul. They extend the defense on ball.
That's Isaiah Lamp against Davey Thompson. Thompson loses the basketball, knocked out of bounds by Massillon. So McKinley retains possession. 6 returning Letterman on this McKinley team from the team that went 15-9 last year. And that experience certainly showing, Dave, with that 11-2 record.
They're really well balanced. I mean, 4 in double figures. Another guy averages 7. Another guy 6.3. You only have so many minutes to go around. Good defense.
Williams knocked it away. Xavier drives, spins, nope. Rebound inside, up and in by Isaiah Lamp. And once again, after McKinley pushed that lead out to 6, Massillon comes right back and cuts it to 2.
That's a tough foul. It is a foul without question. It's going to be whistled on. Geo Jackson just didn't have the right position
I'm not sure Gio agrees with you, Dave. I'm just saying.
Well, he can disagree, but he's going to be sitting there thinking about it with the foul called on him.
That's his second. He heads out of the game. Chris Knight comes in his place.
Yeah, he got him with the body. Jeter, and he needed to. Jeter was cutting to the basket. That would have been an easy basket.
Carter dribbles, drives, got it. Really nicely done by Javion Carter. Junior coming off the bench, averaging 7 points a game. Early on in the season, double figures in each of his first 4 games, but he's had no double-figure scoring games since. Been coming off the bench and really helping in that manner.
There's the defense.
Another turnover. Pass, layup, no. Jeter couldn't hit it. Tigers get the basketball. Williams brings it up the floor.
He's got to get himself in a position where he can catch that and shoot. He was too far under the basket. He had to kind of reach back.
This is Knight. Got it.
There's one from that corner. He's got 9 now. Scorers just find a way to score in the flow of the offense.
1 point game. McKinley has had a couple of 6-point leads. Massillon gets the turnover and gets the lead.
Lamp, really good defense.
Isaiah Lamp. And McKinley needs to talk about it. Bulldogs had a 6-point lead at 28-22. But this is a 9-2 run right now for the Massillon Tigers, and they have the lead.
It's been keyed by defense and some easy baskets. Like that, just hit from behind and then doesn't realize Lamp's coming from behind again. Gets the steal and turns it into the lead here with just over 2.5 remaining.
It's funny, Dave, because each team has used some pressure defense, picking up extended on the pressure defense, and it's worked for each team.
Yeah. You know, there's the old saying, pressure teams don't like to be pressured. And that's it's really you're seeing it. Yeah.
It's true. Well, we were expecting a couple of teams to come out very aggressively tonight. Each team playing good basketball. Josh Hose's team, 3 straight wins coming in. 5 straight for Sean Weatherspoon's McKinley Bulldogs. And Dave, they haven't disappointed. That's exactly what we've had.
And again, they're switching the pressure points. They're switching where they want to trap.
Carter to Sims. And Reed goes inside, whistle, foul. And that's an offensive foul called against Reed Sims.
He lowered his shoulder. If he doesn't lower the shoulder, he probably doesn't get it right there. A little bit of an acting job, but you can't show that elbow and shoulder push.
Well, if it was a little bit of an acting job by Xavier Williams, it was a good one.
Yes, it was.
He got the call. His team has the basketball, and that's the first foul on Reed Sims Jr. Williams got it.
Really
That's
nice
3
offense.
for Xavier Williams.
He's got 9 now, and they go inside. He spots up. They find him, and he knocks it down.
Make it a 12-2 run for the Massillon Tigers. They've built their biggest lead of the game, up by 4, and there's the defense again. Xavier Williams has an open man. He has it. He gets it. Chris Knight puts it up and in, and this run continues. Now a 14-2 run for the Massillon Tigers.
11 in the game now for Knight, and those are lazy passes, and McKinley will do that to opponents, so they should know. Around cuts, around picks, you have to be sharp because this team's going to be aggressive and overplay the passing lanes, just like McKinley does.
McKinley was up 6 at 28-22. Now they're down 6 as this run continues. Davey Thompson puts a little end to it right there with the basket inside.
He has 7. When you talk about the big run, it's still a 4-point deficit for McKinley given that run. They just need to get back to playing good defense.
Neither team is led by more than 6 in this game. And Massillon just taking the lead on that big 14-2 run. Approaching a minute to play here in the first half. Williams open, drives on Sims. Did he step on the baseline?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Good job of defense there. You use that baseline as a 6th defender. And he had in his mind he was going to get across the baseline, and there was no room. They go back to 3/4 court pressure looking for trap opportunities.
Sims working solo there. gets the basketball back. Terrell Keys guarding Sims. Sims so far in this game, just 4 points. Needed 17 coming in to hit 1,000 for his career. Shavers floats it up. Couldn't hit it. Ball knocked out of bounds, but with just under 30 seconds to go, McKinley will retain possession.
And that's a spot we've seen Shavers be successful at. 6 points, most of them from that spot on the baseline.
Sims lets it fly way short. And Massillon will get the basketball back. Chance to build on its 4-point lead with 22 seconds to play here in the second quarter. A little pressure here from McKinley on the way.
Pick him up at half court.
Isaiah Lamp brings it into the front court. Isaiah directing a little traffic. He wanted Williams to come out for the basketball. He did. Kicks it over to Knight behind the line. Got it! Chris Knight warming up here in the second quarter.
14.
That'll do it for the first half. Couple of times in the first half, the McKinley Bulldogs had a 6-point lead, but a big way for the Massillon Tigers to close out the first half. How about a 17-4 run for the Tigers to close out the first half? And at halftime here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse, it's Massillon 39, McKinley 32. Halftime in Canton, and the Tigers with a 7-point lead on the Bulldogs, 39-32. Jeff Phelps along with Dave Bacon. Dave, we expected tempo in this game. We expected these teams to get up and down the basketball floor. That's exactly what we had, and it just kind of felt like early on, McKinley, even though the score didn't really get blown out of proportion, seemed like McKinley kind of had the upper hand.
Yeah, and you know, the team that takes care of the basketball has been the one that was making runs, and you're seeing defense leading to offense, defense leading to easy baskets, and that's really what happened with that 3-point shooting for McKinley is how they opened up that big run.
We saw that dunk by Ed Webster. That gave McKinley a 6-point lead, and from there a 17-4 run to close out the first half by the Massillon Tigers. It's a 7-point game at halftime, and Massillon coming in, averaging just under 76 points a game. They're averaging, they're on their way to 78 right now if they can double it up in the second half. We'll see if they can pull it off. Trying to avenge a 10-point loss last year, and right now they have a 7-point lead at halftime. Third quarter straight ahead. Get ready. It's Hoops Night in Ohio on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Drogo was smiling a little bit more enthusiastically when his team was up by 6 points, but that 17-4 run by Massillon puts the Tigers up by 7 points at halftime here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Jeff Phelps along with Dave Bacon. Dave, pressure defense seemed to be the key for each team there in the first half. When McKinley used it, it worked. When Massillon used it, it worked.
Yeah, it's going to depend on which offense can handle that. Both teams like to trap. Both teams like to turn over and create the offense with that pressure defense. And right now, it kind of went the way of the Tigers. Chris Knight had 8 points in that second quarter, that big second quarter. He has 14 to lead all scorers at half. Xavier Williams has 9. And you look over at McKinley, they've got 9 from Ed Webster, but Reed Sims only 4 points. So, you know, if you're looking for things, McKinley wants to get Reed Sims going. And he's a guy that scores in transition. They'd love to create some turnovers, get out running, and cut into that lead quickly.
And a couple of Reed Sims baskets came on technical free throws, Dave.
Right.
So just one field goal for the leading scorer for this Canton McKinley team. Nice job defensively by Massillon, really keying on him. If you're McKinley here in the second half, what do you want to do?
I want to get out and I want to start trapping the ball and making Massillon play at an uncomfortable pace. That's what they did when they got the lead. They sped them up a little bit. And when you speed up a team, they shoot the ball a little quicker. They make some decisions that they probably wouldn't if they weren't sped up. And that's how you get on runs. That's exactly what Massillon did to McKinley during that run to end the first half.
The last thing Massillon really needed was halftime, Dave.
Yeah.
They were on a 17-4 run. If you're Josh Hose, how do you tell your team, all right, what we just did, let's do it again?
They were really good at switching up the pressure point. Sometimes they'd extend it to three-quarter court. Sometimes they'd try to force McKinley to the sidelines and trap him. It's just a matter of taking care of the basketball. And both of these teams play up-tempo, but they also both take care of the basketball. And a perfect example of that, Isaiah Lamp, the guy that's the point guard for Massillon, he has a 5.63 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. And that's who you're looking at, number 2. Takes care of the basketball. For a team that plays up-tempo in transition, a point guard that takes care of the basketball is gold.
Lamp is just a junior, and there's only one senior starter for this Massillon Tiger team, and that's Chris Knight. You have a couple of sophomores in there, and Xavier Williams and Gio Jackson. So next year looking really good with plenty of returning starting talent for Massillon. You could say the same thing about McKinley. Ed Webster's just a sophomore. Shavers is a junior. Reed Sims, senior. So's Jalen Jeter as the third quarter underway here in Canton. Jeff Phelps along with Dave Bacon. We'll see if Massillon can pick up where they left off. 17-4 run to close out the second quarter. Nice ball movement. Out of the corner, shots a little bit long. Saved underneath, good scrapping. Gio Jackson came up with that loose ball for the Tigers. Lamp behind the line, a little strong. And Webster gets it out to Sims. Sims, nice little pass. Unable to finish it off with Shavers.
Nice job in transition by Keys.
9-point Massillon lead, biggest lead of the game for either team. Whistle and a foul underneath. And that's against Gio Jackson.
It's his third.
That's 3 on Gio, yeah. The only player in this game in a little bit of foul trouble is the 6'4 sophomore. And again, he's the tallest starter for this Massillon team, going up against a McKinley team that has 3 starters, 6'4 or taller.
Webster hits double figures with 10 with that first free throw. But, Jeff, we mentioned that size. Really, when they went on that run is when Gio Jackson had to sit down with those 2 fouls.
Webster splits, and Massillon will get the basketball.
And Jackson has to sit down now with 3 fouls, and Gamble comes in, but he played well when they brought him in the first half.
Tigers, record of 7-3. They've won 3 straight. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Last year, just like McKinley, they had a record of 15-9. McKinley doing a nice job keeping the Tigers out on the basketball floor. Keys to Knight. Chris Knight has some range, Dave, on that 3-point shot.
This is an NBA three-pointer. He's got 17 now.
11-point lead, biggest of the game for Massillon. Davey Thompson fouled by Massillon. That's Isaiah Lamp trying to discuss things a little bit, not really going over very well with Bobby Starks.
Well, it was a savvy foul because he got him with the lower half. It wasn't like he was reaching in, but he was moving him out with his hips. And a lot of times you can get away with that. That time Lamp couldn't.
Davey Thompson against Lamp. Stolen away. Xavier Williams can't hit the layup. Ed Webster right there quickly brings it down the floor for the Bulldogs. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Keys. And now Massillon will calm things down just a little bit. Each team playing with pretty good tempo tonight. I don't know if Massillon wants to slow it down very much at all, Dave. They've played really well in that up-tempo style. Whistle and a foul. And Braylon Campbell will go to the free throw line. Foul on Shavers.
It's another sophomore, and just a nice job. You see a lot of hand there by Jeter, and that'll get Braylon Gamble to the free throw line.
Gamble, a sophomore, averaging 4.7 assists per game. Now you see these young players from Massillon and you think, ooh, this is going to be fun to watch in the next couple of years. Gamble coming off the bench, also averages 6.8 points, 3 rebounds a game. Nice all-around game as he splits the pair to give his team its biggest lead of the game. Shavers looked at Webster, instead keeps it himself. Drives, right hand, got it.
Just got his shoulder squared to the basket and takes it inside. He has 8.
And he's on a nice 3-game scoring stretch. 14, 15, and 15 in the last 3 games for Anthony Shavers.
I think Lamp just picked up a second quick foul.
Had a big 18-point swing in this game. Josh Hose's team from the second quarter into the early third with a 23-5 run. Their biggest lead was 12 just moments ago, and now up by 10. Bulldogs just need good looks at it right now, Dave.
Yeah, they have to take care of the basketball. Don't turn the ball over, get a good look, good opportunity. There's a good look.
Carter puts it up with the right hand, gets the basket. He had a season-high 15 points, but that was in the season opener against Cleveland Heights.
8 in this one now.
Hard drive to the basket, no good by Terrell Keys. Here come the Bulldogs. That's Shavers!
He hits double figures with 10, leads down to 6 after a couple of empty possessions by Massillon.
6-0 run here for McKinley. Williams drives, does that little Euro step. Did he get called?
Charge.
He did. In the NBA, they call it the Euro step. At many other levels, Dave, they seem to call it traveling or charging or something against the offense.
Well, it was a nice job as Davey Thompson was clearly set. He was out of and the restricted area doesn't come into play, but he was out of it anyway. And the contact was initiated. And that was the correct call. That should have been a charge. And another turnover. Now they can cut it to 4.
McKinley on a 6-0 run. Quick drive to the basket. Ed Webster with the rebound. He can't hit. And a good rebound inside by Thigpen.
Would have liked to seen Webster gather at double dribble. Well, I get him for a foul. I think he got away with one.
Jalen Jeter called for that foul against McKinley. Josh Hose with the poker face. If it was a double dribble, you'll never see it on the coach of the Massillon Tigers.
Well, the referee said that it was tapped, and it was pretty much right in front of us, and he was closer than I will. We'll leave it at that.
Dave, you're across the court. He was right there. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, shall we?
Maybe not.
Williams inside, gets blocked by Jeter. Here come the Bulldogs. Jeter leads the break. Kind of got himself in trouble there, had to dump it off to Davey Thompson. He lets it fly, no good. Rebound, Chris Knight.
Spacing was not good for the Bulldogs there.
Wide open, Williams got it.
Spacing was pretty good for Massillon on that one, though.
Lots of space out there for Xavier Williams. Nobody near him. He let it fly. He hit it. And right, just like that, Massillon back up by 9.
12 points now for Williams. And the Tigers still being led by Chris Knight with 17. And that's a momentum.
It ended the 6-0 McKinley scoring run.
Yeah, and McKinley had a couple of looks and rushed it. There was the 3 that was a little bit rushed where there wasn't a lot of spacing. There was an offensive rebound that Webster kind of fought back up without coming down and gathering and then going up.
Xavier Williams is just a sophomore, and Xavier has a grown man's body out there.
Yeah.
He's put together at 6 foot tall as a sophomore, coming in averaging 12.1 points per game. Dave, last year as a freshman, he averaged 7.6 points a game. When you played a school like Massillon, you played a school like McKinley as a freshman,
yeah,
you're a pretty good player.
It's kind of interesting. So this year because they expanded basketball to 7 divisions. McKinley is in Division 1 where there are 64 teams. Massillon is in Division 2 where there are 64 teams. The remaining 5 divisions are divvied up, and it's between 127 and 131 schools in each of those divisions.
Bulldogs pass out of the pressure here, but the ball stolen away. Good job by Thigpen to come up with that one. Isaiah Lamp quickly down the floor over to Knight. He's feeling it. Didn't feel the shot on that one, apparently. A little strong and well done by the Bulldogs down the floor as Anthony Shavers puts it up and in.
Great outlet pass. He now has a dozen, does Shavers.
Thigpen against Webster. Drives, loses the ball, and it'll go to the Bulldogs.
Trying to do too much. There were 3 Bulldogs there, and he tried to dribble between them. If there are 3 Bulldogs, that means 2 of your teammates are wide open.
Letting it fly from behind the line is Javion Carter. 4-point game.
Carter Massillon with 11 now.
Massillon leading by as many as 12 here in the third quarter. Now just up by 4. Gamble drives, blocked. Sims got a hold of that one.
Real nice defense by Sims. Just kind of pushed him away from the basket with his body, and it will still be Massillon's basketball, but a good job of playing defense.
$5-0 run here for Canton McKinley. And Massillon trying to put an end to that. Keys working against Sims. Puts it up from the circle. Rattled it out. Shavers to Carter, to Webster. Ed puts it up and in with the left hand.
Again, great job of getting out and running and passing. Ball never hit the ground.
7-0 run for McKinley. They've cut the Massillon lead down to 2. Ed Webster has 12. Keys slows it down. Massillon clearly needs a basket and a good look here. Chris Knight against Ed Webster. Ed at 6'5". A lot of reach defensively out there. Great pass. Knight goes to Williams, who comes up a little bit lame, and he's down on the floor on the baseline. It looks like he rolled his ankle when he came down. He's grabbing his left calf. And that is not what Massillon needs to see. Xavier Williams, terrific young player. And you see him come down.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. Immediately hopped, went down to the floor, and he's being looked at by the training staff. What they're doing now is what you usually see when somebody cramps up, Dave, but you never know. We'll see if Xavier Williams is able to A, stay in the game, or B, come back in the game. But he has been outstanding
14
for Josh
points.
Hose tonight.
Yeah, 14 points. Backing up Chris Knight's 17. And that was just a good sharp cut to the basket and a great pass.
And Williams is up. He's walking. Just took a drink of water, so he'll go to the bench, take a seat, and we'll see if he's able to come back in this basketball game. (50-46), the Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. As Reed Sims Jr. hands off to Davey Thompson. Sims still with just 4 points in this game. The leading scorer for the Bulldogs coming in at over 14 points a game. Carter drives, kicks it to Webster. Blocked, but a whistle and a foul, and that'll go against Isaiah Lamp. And that'll be his 3rd.
That's a tough call on Lamp.
It looked like it was on Lamp, but they called it on Gamble.
It's not there, just the tail end of it.
Webster at the free throw line. He has 12 points tonight. Ed 77% on the season at that free throw line. Sean Weatherspoon, second season back at his alma mater after being the head coach at Alliance for 1 year and at Maple Heights for 3. Was an assistant at McKinley for a number of years, 2012 to 2015. 2-point game. And McKinley with pressure against the Tigers here in the backcourt. They get it into the front court. They get a good look inside. Can't convert. Terrell Keys couldn't hit the layup. Quickly down the floor. A little hesitation by Carter. Right hand spin, no. Rebound, up and in. That's Shavers. And we're all tied up at the Memorial Fieldhouse in Canton.
He did a Dennis Rodman, tipped it 3 times to himself to get the rebound.
Jalen Slaughter couldn't hit that 3, but Massillon retains possession here. 50-50. Good one going. Ball knocked away from Chris Knight. Little jersey grab, not called. Knight drives, and a whistle and a foul, and who's that going to go up against? Carter?
I think so. Yep.
It is. That's the second foul on junior Javion Carter.
And you can see it got him down low with the hip.
Let's see if Massillon goes for the shot or if they're going to milk this. The rest, well, there's my answer already. Why
pretty
milk
good
the
decision,
clock when you can do that, huh? Terrell Keys hits the 3, and the Tigers back up by 3.
Keys with 7. Now it looks like the Bulldogs will hold it for the final shot of this quarter.
Thompson running the offense. Looking for a pick from Javion Carter. Gets it, but he runs right into Keys. Carter thinking long 3. Can't hit it, and that'll do it.
That was terrible spacing on that final shot.
We've played 3 quarters here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. And this game, the intensity that we expected when 2 big rivals meet. We go to the 4th quarter. It's the Tigers of Massillon up by 3 on the Bulldogs of McKinley. Over the course of the 2nd quarter into the early 3rd, Josh Hose's team put together a 23-5 run to take a 12-point lead on the McKinley Bulldogs. But from there, the Bulldogs a 17-5 run to tie the game at 50. We go to the 4th quarter, Tigers up by 3. Jeff Phelps along with Dave Bacon. And get ready for some fun here in the 4th quarter as Davey Thompson orchestrates this offense for McKinley.
Much better spacing on the floor offensively and a bad pass.
Picked off by Gamble. He starts the break. Good pass down the floor, and Gio Jackson converts.
Tried the cross-court pass, and it was not close to reaching its target.
Massillon by 5. Reed Sims still with 4 points in this basketball game. That's Reed Sims with the basketball. Trying to get him going. It hasn't worked so far tonight. Nice job defensively by Massillon. Davey Thompson rattled out. Rebound inside. Good fight by Shavers. He gets it back. Off the glass. Nope. Webster can't hang on. Chris Knight gets the ball. Braylon Gamble says, let's calm everything down, guys. I'll walk it into the front court. We'll set up the offense. Keys. A little off into the right, but a good offensive rebound by Gio Jackson. Inside, Keys can't get the spin, but a whistle and a foul. And Shavers reacting as if, I don't think it was on me. And it wasn't. It was on Reed Sims Jr.
I'd like to see Keys just take it up stronger. He's trying to make moves at the rim, and I think he's strong enough to just go right at it.
He hits the first. Now a 6-0 run from the time this game was tied up at 50. 2 big runs in this game. 23-5 by Massillon, 17-5 by McKinley to come back and tie it up. But it's now a 7-point Massillon lead.
Keys now with 9 in the game. And really the last 3 possessions for McKinley haven't been great offensively.
Sims to Webster.
That was good.
A nice shot there by Ed Webster.
16 for Webster.
He's just a sophomore at 6'5". Lamb working against Cheater. picks up his dribble. Keys against Carter. Keys drives, right hand, a little bit strong as Sims comes up with the rebound. 5-game winning streak on the line here for the Bulldogs. They're down by 5. Pass to Sims, kicked loose, Gamble. Finds Knight, blocked inside, Anthony Shavers. Oh, that was Gio Jackson on the business end of that pass, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I like the idea trying to get Reed Sims involved, but a bounce pass through the lane, not the way to go about it, and that's what led to that turnover and run out.
Dave, we had a lot of tempo early on in this game. Then we saw each team bring out some pressure defense. We saw each team with a great big scoring run. What are you expecting the rest of the way?
I think it's going to come down to which offense doesn't turn the ball over. Both of those runs, you had multiple possessions in them that were empty possessions on the offensive end, meaning they didn't get a shot or they rushed a shot and wasn't a good shot. Spacing was an issue. That's what's led to these runs. And right now, there have been a couple of possessions where McKinley's gotten a good shot. Not enough of them late third quarter, early fourth.
Chris Knight coming into this game averaging 20.6 points a game for the Tigers, leading Massillon with 17 points. Anthony Shavers, 14 points. Ed Webster has 16 for the McKinley Bulldogs.
And most of those, like Webster's have been offensive rebounds that he's done. Shavers have been on the baseline or offensive rebounds. Those are guys that are getting second chance points and kind of effort points.
McKinley has the edge in cheerleaders tonight, at least in numbers.
Well, it is kind of cold.
Significant numerical difference here in cheerleaders for the McKinley Bulldogs. Massillon coming into this game, 3 players scoring in double figures. The man at the free throw line, Gio Jackson, is one of them. 11.5 points per game. And Dave, that's impressive. This is even more impressive. Gio's hitting 68% of his shots from the field.
Yeah, he only has 3 in this game, and he's kind of been hampered by foul trouble.
He's just a sophomore, and again, as we said about Xavier Williams playing as a freshman last year, Gio Jackson Jr. did the same thing. He averaged 8 points a game. And last year against McKinley, he had 12 points as a freshman in the big rivalry game. That's getting it done. Gamble checks out. Thigpen checks in for the Tigers, as Gio Jackson will try and salvage 1 out of 2 here at the free throw line.
It's kind of interesting. Tigers only have 2 men on the lane. They have 2 back to guard against transition.
Jackson had nice spin on that one, didn't get the bounce. And Keith Quincy with the rebound for the Bulldogs. 5-point game, Tigers on top. 5.5 minutes to play here at the Memorial Fieldhouse. Ed Webster dumps it inside. That was well done as Jalen Jeter converts with the left hand.
Like what they did, they moved everybody out to the free throw line and opens up some back cuts, and that's where they found Jeter.
Knight drives, spins, can't get it off the board, is able to save it. But a whistle. And what do we have? Timeout called by Josh Hose.
Yeah, his
top scorer was in trouble on the baseline.
Yeah, he was getting trapped and just a headsy play. At this point, 3-point game, every possession becomes more and more important. Even though at this tempo, there's going to be plenty of possessions in the final 5 minutes. The Tigers have broken down the defense, and they're getting too fancy at the rim. They're making moves that I don't think they need to make. Go right in because
just put it up.
Yeah, you've beat the defense. You don't need to go around anybody. You beat them.
Massillon with a 3-game winning streak over Worcester, Dover, Glen Oak. Bulldogs during their 5-game streak, a winner over Lake, Hoover, Jackson, Green, and Alliance. Massillon trying to avenge a 10-point loss in this matchup last year. Lamp kicks it tonight behind the line. Great spin. Couldn't hit it. And here come the Bulldogs. Carter quickly down the floor. This is Keith Quincy. Back to Carter, ball's knocked loose. Thigpen to the basket and puts it up and in. That's the simplicity you were looking for, Dave. Just take it right to the basket off the steal. And another steal here for Massillon.
Just careless with the basketball.
Xavier Williams back in there. That's Xavier with the basketball. Good to see him back in the game.
Just the Bulldogs have been careless with the basketball last 2 possessions.
5-point Tiger lead as Xavier Williams steps back, kicks it over to Thigpen. He can't hit, but guess what? Xavier Williams can.
I think he's okay.
I would think that's an accurate assessment.
He's got 16 now.
7-point lead as we approach 4 minutes to play. Shavers bullies his way to the basket, and he gets the roll.
And he now has 16. That's something they've been able to do, is get him the ball on the baseline.
Chris Knight working against Shavers. Knight handles that basketball well, dumps it off to Thigpen. Thigpen drives, strong drive against Quincy, gets his own rebound. Can't get that, he's in trouble down on the floor. He's now up, Bulldogs basketball. Shavers trapped, gets it to Jeter. Jeter with the left hand, yes.
There wasn't a lot of room, but he didn't need a lot.
Bulldogs cut the Tiger lead to 3. It's 61-58 here in Canton. Get ready for a great finish. Thigpen has plenty of room, drives, got it! And he'll have a chance for one more.
I'm not sure. There was a crossover, and I think they thought there was a switch because nobody came to him. There's the crossover, and then there's no help. There's no help defense.
Jadice Thigpen at the free throw line. He had 22 points against McKinley last year, along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And he has another good one going tonight. Five-point Massillon lead as we approach 3 minutes to play. Bulldogs need a good shot. Ed Webster drives, threw it up off the glass. Not the shot they were looking for. Knight grabbed the rebound, gets it to Williams. Williams straight to the basket. Nice job by Anthony Shavers to block that ball from behind. Down the floor, blocked by Chris Knight. Jeter tried to take it to the basket. Knight was right there defensively, but he's called for the foul.
So a nice job right here of timing it up, and he knew what he wanted to do. Shavers had the idea of that chase down block from behind the whole way, and he timed it perfectly. And then like Bulldogs are fighting for the basketball to head to the basket.
Jeter, a 67% free throw shooter, gets the first. Jalen season high 21 points against Jackson here during this 5-game winning streak. Also has a 17-point game against Glen Oak. He'll try to cut the Massillon lead to 3, and he does.
They're going to extend the defense a little bit. Let's see if they look for a trap opportunity.
Thigpen goes to Gamble. Thigpen has it knocked away. Jeter comes up with the basketball. Nice job by Jalen Jeter defensively. Kicks it inside. Carter got it.
Nice job by Carter.
Quickly down the floor.
Established it.
Gamble can't hit. Williams couldn't get the loose ball. Here comes Javion Carter. Williams steals it from behind. Great job by Xavier Williams, and a whistle and a foul, and that'll go against McKinley.
It's not a bad foul, just to slow it down, let him set the defense up. But that was a nice job, last basket by Carter, to gather himself, looked around, nobody's playing. He knew nobody was defending him, and he put it in instead of rushing it. Feel like he's been rushing the ball inside quite a bit, being Carter.
McKinley down 7 just a few moments ago, now on an 8-2 run. It's a 1-point game here in Canton, as Isaiah Lamp works against Davey Thompson. Gamble, nice pass to Knight.
Knight just has a feel for where to get to his spot on the court.
Ball thrown out of bounds, Massillon basketball. Bulldogs turn it over. And with 1:46 to go and a 3-point lead, Massillon gets the basketball.
It's been the story of it for McKinley. When they've climbed back in it, they've had possessions where they turn it over.
Gamble against Sims. Gamble drives, left hand, yes. Braylon Gamble puts it up and in. Tigers by 5. 1:30 to play here in Canton. Davey Thompson in a little bit of trouble. Spins, right hand, got it. And the foul.
It's a huge play by Thompson. And if he can convert the 3-point play, it's a 2-point game. Just a nice job of pivot, under, and you get the foul.
Davey Thompson, the junior point guard, doing a really nice job orchestrating this offense. He goes to the free throw line with his team down 3. He makes 63% of the line, and he got that one. 2-point game. Massillon 67, McKinley 65. 1:21 to play. Drive, whistle, foul, and that's going to be against Davey Thompson, against Isaiah Lamp.
And Lamp just too quick. He got the quick first step and kind of wrapped his, look right here, Thompson wraps his off arm around him so he can't get the shot off.
Davey Thompson was hoping for a jump ball situation there. He didn't get that call. And it sends Isaiah Lamp to the free throw line. He's 77% of the line as the McKinley fans here going nuts. We have a really good crowd. Both of these schools canceled classes today, district-wide. Same thing tomorrow because of the extreme temperatures in Northeast Ohio right now. If you're looking for your weather update, well, it's a 1-degree night outside. Plenty of heat in this building right now. 3-point game. Lamp makes it 4.
He has 6 for the game. Back to a 2-possession game, though. Nice
Good pass underneath to Ed Webster. And there is Sims to follow it up and in. 69-67. 1 minute to play here at the Memorial Fieldhouse as the Bulldogs going with pressure and Massillon going with a timeout. 58.6 seconds on the big clock over center floor right here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. And Josh Hose's team with the basketball wants to talk about it, Dave.
I'm guessing they put the ball in Isaiah Lamp's hands and let him create. The one thing that Chris Knight has shown the ability to do a couple of things. He comes off of screens, nice curl for threes. They don't need a 3. But if you lose sight of him while Lamp is driving, Lamp will find him. And he cuts to the basket and backdoor cuts, and he just has a feel for where to get to on the floor. So I would expect the ball to get into Chris Lamp's hands and then him to attack the defense, or Isaiah Lamp's hands, and expect him to attack the defense. He's been really good.
58 seconds to play here. If you're Massillon, you're looking for a good shot. You get the good shot, you take it. They inbound the basketball to Isaiah Lamp. Nice job, Coach Bacon. He's working against Davey Thompson. Lamp to Williams. Williams feeling a little pressure there. Tigers by 2. Williams, way cross court to Knight. 3-pointer up, got it! Oh! Chris Knight nails the 3, and we have an injured Bulldog down on the floor right in front of the Massillon bench. That's Anthony Shavers.
And he was aggressively defending, and that's when he went out, he kind of slid. So hopefully it's a cramp, but he was trying to get there. That's him right there. But there's the 3-pointer by Chris Knight. He just finds a way to get to his spots. And that was a 3-pointer. So it's a 2-possession game, yeah.
And he has 22 points in this game.
Yeah. Well, that makes it a 5-point lead, and he just has a feel for.
Well, he's a good player.
I can't believe D2. Heck, he looks like a D1 player. If he
well, he's a 6'3" shooting guard, Dave.
Yeah.
That's good size.
He can shoot.
He sure can.
And it's not just he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He moves without the ball. He does a lot of little things, and you certainly hope that Shavers is okay. He's had a whale of a game.
He has 16 points, and he's being helped off the floor. And it looks like he's heading back to the locker room, or is he going to cross over and go to the bench? Well, he's staying behind the scorer's table right now, so hopefully Anthony Shavers is okay there. He has been terrific tonight for the Bulldogs.
And he knew where the pass was going, and he couldn't quite get there.
His team needs some points, and they need him in a hurry. 30 seconds to go. Bulldogs down by 5. Jeter with the ball goes to Davey Thompson. He lets the 3 fly. Good rebound by Sims inside, and is it a foul or is it a jump ball?
It's a foul, but on the floor, I believe, so it's going to be inbound.
$20 seconds to go, and it's a 5-point game.
You need 2 possessions, so you're looking for a quick basket. It doesn't have to be a 3.
Massillon led by 12 in the third quarter. McKinley came back with a big run to tie it up at 50. And a whistle and a foul inside. Reed Sims this time will go to the free throw line.
I think that's on Gio as well. So that's exactly what you want if you're McKinley. Not much time off the clock. Clock is now stopped. It is on Gio Jackson. It's his 4th. Sims got to make the free throws. Pretty good free throw shooter.
Vital points here with 19 seconds to go, and Sims misses the first. He makes 85% of his free throws. That's best free throw shooter on the team.
So
coming off the 22-point game against Lake, and now
it's going to remain a 2-possession game if he makes this. So you make it, you aggressively try to come after the inbound pass, and if you foul somebody, okay.
Sims cuts it to 4. Knight goes to Williams. There's the pressure, and there's the pressure paying off. Massillon throws it out of bounds as Isaiah Lamp, the intended target on that pass from Xavier Williams. And Josh Ho says, relax, we're up by 4, 13.7, let's play some defense.
You gotta be a sense of urgency here for the Bulldogs.
Sims works for the shot. Short, under 5 seconds. Sims gets that one. And quickly, Sean Weatherspoon calls a timeout. 72-70. It's Massillon by 2 with the basketball, 3 seconds on the clock.
Now, if you do not intercept the inbound pass, you foul immediately. The other thing, if I'm Massillon, I'm running somebody the length of the court around a screen to see if you can spring somebody down the court.
Sean Weatherspoon's team has won 5 straight games. They're 11-2 on the season. 7-0 in the Federal League. This is a non-league game, but it's a rivalry game, and it's a big deal to the folks at Canton McKinley. It's a big deal to the folks at Massillon. And right now, the Tigers trying to hang on. 2 big streaks, scoring runs in this game. Kind of the story of this one. Massillon, second quarter into the third, put together a 23-5 run to take a 12-point lead. And from there, McKinley came back with a 17-5 run to tie the game at 50. And here in the fourth quarter, it's mainly been Massillon out in front, Dave, and McKinley trying to catch up.
Yeah, and because Massillon has taken better care of the basketball, McKinley trails in this game with 3 seconds left because they've had too many turnovers and too many empty possessions.
Braylon Campbell will inbounds, and Sims is on the ball. Pass goes inside to Lamp, whistle, and a foul goes against Davey Thompson.
And Lamp, pretty good free throw shooter, made 2 a few minutes ago when he was fouled.
Isaiah has had a very solid game. He's the man who gets the ball in his hands in critical situations, and here's one right now. He has 2 points, 6 points in this game. Now make it 7.
Doesn't turn the ball over, runs the offense, and sets up their scores, and does it well. Mentioned a 5.6 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. For a high school point guard, that's great.
Hits them both. His team up by 4, 2.3 seconds to go. And that's exactly what Massillon needed. Unless unbelievable things happen, like a three-pointer with 2.3 seconds left and a foul on that three-pointer, the Massillon Tigers are ready to win their 4th straight game and put an end to the 5-game winning streak of the McKinley Bulldogs.
And remember, high school basketball, you can't advance it, so they have to inbound it underneath their own basket. They got to go the length of the court.
Or have a heave, hope it goes in, and you're fouled in the process.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen.
No.
Massillon's going to back off on the D here. You would assume anyway. A little token defense maybe in the backcourt.
Pressure the ball.
Make sure they can't get a good look.
Pressure the ball so they have, somebody on the ball inbounding it, I would think.
Ed Webster will inbound for the Bulldogs underneath the basket.
There you go, everybody back.
Yep, everybody's going back. Sims, they stay away from him. And he hits it. It's good at the buzzer. We were expecting up and down, back and forth, hard contested battle, and that's exactly what we had at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Three-pointer at the buzzer by Reed Sims makes it a 1-point game. The Massillon Tigers getting the win over the Canton McKinley Bulldogs.
And really the 2 long runs, big runs that Massillon had keyed by their defense, they took better care of the basketball, and that is the big difference. McKinley turned the ball over, had too many empty possessions, particularly in that 4th quarter. Massillon did not, and that's how they came away with the 1-point win.
McKinley had a 6-point lead in the 2nd quarter. Massillon turned that around quickly. They led by 12 in the 3rd. That was their biggest lead of the game. Tie game at 50-50 right in the closing seconds of the 3rd quarter. But then in that 4th quarter, Dave, Massillon jumped out to a quick lead. They started with a 4-0 run to go up by 7 in the 4th quarter. From that point on, McKinley just trying to dig into that lead, couldn't quite do it. And at the buzzer, they make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, and Chris Knight, leads the way with 19, right around his average. The guy that really came off above his scoring average, Xavier Wilson, averages 12, he had 16. And he had some critical points in that second half. So, Knight 19, Williams 16.
The McKinley Bulldogs, obviously a phenomenal basketball tradition. Numerous players have gone on to the NBA from McKinley, and Sean Weatherspoon certainly has them heading in the right direction. One of his relatives, Nick Weatherspoon, one of those McKinley Bulldogs who has played in the NBA, Phil Hubbard, Eric Snow, Gary Grant. You can see this program is headed in the right direction. Their 5-game winning streak comes to an end tonight, Dave. But they're still 11-3 now on the season. They're undefeated in their league. We're going to hear from them down the road.
Yeah, they're on target to be a 3 seed in Division I. Massillon's on target to be a 3 seed in Division II.
Tigers coming into this game with 3 straight wins. They had won 4 of their last 5, make it 5 of their last 6. They come up with that big run, 2nd, 3rd quarter, 23-5, and they hang on from there. Tigers get the win, 74-73 over the Bulldogs on Hoops Night in Ohio.